Now we're going to go through applying the distributive property, or actually we're going to be factoring to figure out what it is. So AKA factoring. That's why I say that. So we're actually going to apply the distributive property, but when I say that, we're actually going to factor to make it look like the distributive property. So in order to apply the distributive property or factor, you're going to find the GCF of each of the two terms. The GCF, remember, we did the L for that to find the LCM and GCF earlier this year. And just remember, think of the GCF as what is the largest number or variable, it could be a variable now, that goes into both terms. Once you figure that out, you're going to divide both terms by the GCF, put the GCF outside the parentheses, and the answer for each new term inside, okay? So here we go. I'm going to do an example of it. So we have these, and you can see they look like this, but we're going to make it look so that you can apply the distributive property and they'll be on the outside. So when I look at the first one, I think, okay, I have 3F and I have 3G. So I think, what number or variable is similar to both of them? Well, that would be this number here, 3. So what I'm going to do, and you can do it like this. I'm going to show you two different ways to do it. I can do it like this, where I put a 3 here, and then I'm going to divide it. 3F divided by 3 is F. Keep your plus sign. 3G divided by 3 is G. So then I said once you divide them both, you're going to put the number on the outside that you divided, and then do a parenthesis and put the others inside like this, and that is it. So the answer, when we apply it, is going to be here. Okay, that's all for that one. So let's look at the next one. Okay, so we have the number 6, we have the number 9, we have an X and a Y. So obviously it has to be a number that goes into 6 and 9. Well, I know from my times table that 3 goes into both. So I'm going to put a 3 out here. It's not always going to be 3. I'm just going to state that right now. And then I'm going to divide this by 3. So 6x divided by 3. So 6 divided by 3 is 2, and I must keep the variable. I cannot just throw away that variable. It must stay with it, okay? Plus, now I'm going to go 9y divided by 3. So 9 divided by 3 is 3, and I must keep that y. I can't just throw it away. Again, I put the number that I divided by on the outside, and then I put what I have left on the inside, like this. And that's it. That is our answer. Okay? Let's look at our next one. Okay, in the next one, 3 and 11, they don't go into each other, but I have a C and I have a C. So that means I'm going to divide both by that variable. So I'm going to put C on the outside. So when I go 3C divided by C, C divided by C is 1, so that's a 3. 11C divided by C is 11. So it's going to be a C times a 3 plus 11. There you go. That's your answer. And last one. Let's look at the last one. Let me do it in purple. Okay. 24B plus 8. Ooh, so we're looking at the 24 and the 8. What is the largest number that goes into 24 and 8? Well, I know 2 does. But there's a larger number. I know 4 does, but there's still a larger number. And I know it's 8. And you could do it where you do each of them individually, and you'll eventually, and then you would just multiply them all. And I'll show you how to do that in a minute. So divide by 8, divide by 8. So 24b divided by 8 is going to be 3. Don't forget to keep the b. If you don't forget to keep the b, it's not going to be the same. And then 8 divided by 8 is 1. And you must keep it as a 1. So you put the 8 on the outside and your numbers on the inside. Now I'm going to show you what happens if you start with a lower number and move up. So I'm going to do that down below. I'm going to do it in brown. So I had 24b plus 8, right? So if I said, oh, I know 2 goes in there. Well, I could divide this by 2 and I'd get 12b. I could divide this by 2 and I would get 4. Well, I know that a number goes into both of them, and that's going to be 2. So I divide this by 2. And I get 6. I divide this by 2, and I get 2. Oh, and I forgot my b, so I got to get the b in there. But I know it still goes by something more, so it's going to be a 2. So I divide this by 2. Whew, I'm kind of running out of space, so let me just roll it down a little bit. And I get 3b. And I divide this one by 2, and I get 1. Now, in order to find the number, I'd go 2 times 2 times 2. So I'm going to go 2 times 2 times 2, because these are all of these numbers here. And that's going to be 8, and then I keep the stuff on the bottom is going to go inside. So you can get it slowly down if you want, Or if you know the largest number, you can do that first. And that's it. So that is what we mean by applying the distributive property, and that's it. You have a great day, and hopefully you can solve the rest of them on this page. Bye.